It was an accident. I was one, I mean, I came from a place, my parents were both musicians. I grew up loving punk music, anything that was against the system, non commercial. I was really into that whole world of like, F the system, you know what I mean? I don't want to be a part of all this BS. I see the flaws in it, I see the corruption in it. And so that was my mentality pretty much, you know, it sort of still is. I still sort of like that of like me calling my own shots, and I don't like to be a product, even though I have to try to sell my music and stuff. I don't like the whole commercialism aspects of it. So literally a year before the TV show, my wife was watching the show. I couldn't stand it. I was like, please turn it off. It's horrible. I can't stand watching this show, you know, a year later, I find myself in front of those judges. And what happened was on a Wednesday morning in April of '07, I got a phone. I came in from a gig at this place called the Corner Bar over by SMU. We were living in Dallas. And I got a call from an old friend. And that was actually an old friend that was actually like sort of acting as our manager. It was at that time when we really didn't need a manager because we didn't have nothing going on, but he was going to be our manager. And he's like, man, Cass, he's like, you gonna go to that audition today? And I was like, what audition? What are you talking about? He's like, what? Like, he was really like, you don't remember? He's like, my brother-in-law, who worked at the Dallas Morning News, got you hooked up with this backdoor audition. And I only went because I was halfway afraid of this guy who was my friend, because he would never let me live it down if I didn't go. He was like, man, my brother-in-law's rep's on the line. You know, he sort of guilted me into this decision to go try out for the show. And I went. I literally went with the clothes I had on from the night before at the gig. I went. I didn't expect anything. I never in a million years expected, you know, to do well on the show. Went and I auditioned. I threw my number away, and I remember a producer saying, you're gonna really regret that if you make it on the show, you know, for your keepsake box or something like that. And I was just like, I didn't give a shit, you know, nothing's gonna come of this. And a couple weeks later, you know, I got the call to come on the TV show, and it changed my life forever in many different ways. I got to see the difference between fame and success. You know, there's a difference. There's a big difference between having a successful career and having some fame. And the difference, you know, it's like being famous it's a weird thing. And I don't consider myself famous. I had a little flash in the pan where I got to see inside of like, you know, what that's like when someone becomes famous. And it's not why I got into music whatsoever. And I realized that really quickly when I was on the show, that this is really not my thing. Because it wasn't really about me. It wasn't about anything. I mean, it was about something that, this like fixed identity of something that is like greater than other things, and I didn't see what was going on. It was really a confusing thing, like the whole, you know, fame aspect of reality TV. And you know, so after that TV show, I sort of abandoned that route. You know, I got, after the TV show, I was in second place. I got signed to Sony. They executed all their legal options. And I had the opportunity to go down that road and make an album with them and everything that I thought I ever wanted, record deal, you know. And I ended up saying, you know, I knew that I needed to go back home, back to Texas, and sort of figure out what just happened, you know. So I came back to Texas, and ever since I've just been trucking along, writing songs, and just, you know, trying to find myself again after it got thrown up on TV. The whole fixed identity thing's a weird thing as a product and as a musician. And you know, when you have this, like, you become exposed as this person, you know, a reality TV show shows you as this person, that might be an element of who you are. But when it becomes your product and you have to keep fulfilling that that's this person that you are, it's like, it's weird. It's not good. I think it causes mental sickness.